Kevin J. Johnston here. Was asked a phenomenal question today. Do universities and colleges need to load you up with courses that have nothing to do with the major that you are taking? And the answer, of course, is no. They do not need to load you up with irrelevant courses. I used to teach at a number of colleges in the province of Ontario. I did so without a high school diploma, I might add. Those schools you might recognize would be Sheridan College, George Brown College, the Richmond School of Commerce, Humber College, and Seneca College. And I can tell you that when I was there, that was between the ages of 23 and 26, these schools had god-awful curriculums. They were terrible curriculums. I actually felt horrible for the students that paid all that money to be a part of the courses, knowing that they were learning about 5% of what I could actually teach them. And when I would teach them more than what was inside the curriculum, I was lectured sternly for doing so. In fact, one of the schools let me go, fired me right there on the spot because I wasn't complying with what they were demanding, and that was to make sure that they were stealing money from people and giving them nothing in return. You see, the way that it works, everybody, is you're going to go to school for 4 years. But realistically speaking, if you're doing a major that's not medicine or engineering, those are important. If it's something else, you don't need to be there for 4 years. Most programs could be compressed into about 4 months. But the problem with that is, how do they keep making money off of you? They're going to make money off of you the following ways. Tuition, obviously. Housing, there's another big one. Parking, food, books, pens, equipment, and fines. Yeah, some universities have security guards walking around handing out tickets, and if you don't pay them or you decide to try to fight them in court, they'll just throw you out of the university or the college. So it's all just a big scam, everybody. Trust me when I say this. Education is nothing but a scam, a con, a dodge, and a hustle. It is pointless. So no, these courses are not necessary. You're not going to be any better off for them. It's just that you are going to believe in your mind that if you pay 50 grand for a course, that you got your money's worth because they made you go to long classes and do lots of homework assignments that have nothing to do with what you want to do with your life. So you need to change the way you think. A university keeping you busy doesn't mean you got your money's worth. A university that hands you a degree where you only got about 10-15% of the time training in what you want to do is a ripoff. You've been stolen from. You've been lied to. Regrettably, until the university system completely collapses, which I feel it will in the next decade, you're going to have to tolerate this. I would be the first one to say that any of you out there who are not going into medicine or engineering or aeronautics or astrophysics or anything like that, don't bother with it. Don't bother with university and whatnot. Go to a trade school instead. Stonemasons, plumbers, carpenters, electricians. These are the individuals that are making real money these days because, for whatever the reason, the housing markets are still going up only because they're still being built. And there's a lot to do there, especially the stonemasons, because that is a dying art. You can essentially just list your price and get it. So don't waste your time going to university for business administration or computer science or any of that nonsense, because every single child now, everybody born 1971 forward, like my age, 51, we all know how to use computers. This is not new. You could make money 25, 30 years ago if you knew how to use computers because no one else did. Now everybody does. And the phone that I'm recording this video on is more powerful than every single computer combined in 1985 worldwide. Think about that. And kids, babies, know how to use them. So get into a trade school. Don't bother with university. Trade schools tend to get you pumped out of there between 3 and 6 months, and you just focus on what you are there to learn, like welding academies or mechanic academies. Do that instead. So the answer is there's no reason whatsoever other than to take a 4-month program and stretch it into 4 years to take more of your money and keep you in debt longer. Universities suck. Don't bother going. I didn't, and I'm great.